Yo, what's good, Jazz Coach Art here, back with another video. Today we're here with some of my other good friends as well as coaches from the MPA Draft League. I got Coach Bishme with me. What up, bro?
Yo, what's up?
I got Coach Eric with me. What's good, bro? Coach of the LA Kingdras. What's good, bro?
Correct.
And
I'm swell.
Yes. And then we also have Coach Splashy, coach of the Buffalo Weasels. What's good, bro?
Yeah.
All right, moving on. We have
Yo,
bro.
that's crazy.
What happened?
Man,
it's just-
Oh, my fault.
And I got skipped.
My fault. We got Coach Bloud of the New York Naganadels.
I don't want to hear it no more. I don't want to hear it. Keep pushing.
All
He's gonna go back to playing chess.
right. All right. Today we have I intended to be kind of quick, not too long, but you know these kind of videos always take on more time than you intend them to. We're gonna go through power rankings. After week 1, we seen just about every match on film. I think there was maybe only one match we didn't see, right? There was just one we didn't see. We just didn't see the match between the Detroit Decidueye and the Lithuanian Lanterns. Yeah, but besides that, we got to see every match on camera, which is amazing, and I'm very excited. So, like I was saying, based off that, we comprised a list of power rankings, basically the strength of each team based off week 1. So we're gonna do this in like a countdown format, starting from 12 being the team that probably showed the least amount of strength week 1. Then we're gonna go all the way down to 1, and obviously 1 being the team who probably looked the most dominant during week 1. Anything you guys want to say before we actually get started into this list?
It's purely off week 1. I think we already know who number 12 and number 1 are going to be.
It's kind of it is based off week 1.
It's a mixture.
It's a mixture because it's based off because also you got to keep in mind that it was only week 1. So people was probably still getting used to their teams. That's number 1. So it's definitely going to be a mixture. I'm sorry, Bishme. It's definitely going to be a mixture of the roster strength itself, just on paper, and how the coach played with it week 1. But we are keeping in mind that definitely some coaches would probably just getting used to their team. So yeah.
I want to say it has a lot to do with experience, the team on paper, because we didn't do a preseason power ranking, and we had seen a lot of strong teams. So I want to say that is also a factor. Experience and just how the coach played throughout the battle.
Right. All right, so with that being said, let's get into this list. I do want to say that each coach that does have a YouTube channel or Twitch channel, their platforms will be linked in the description below, so please check out all of these dudes. They are amazing. The Pokemon content each of them produce is amazing, as well as all their other content. So yeah, let's get started. With that being said, we're gonna start off starting off this countdown. Number 12, the 12th ranked team of the league is in fact the Lithuanian Lanterns. Any thoughts, guys?
Well, honestly, kind of obvious considering what happened in their week 1 match. We never got to see it, but the score says it for itself.
Was
that the 6-0?
Yeah,
that was the 6-0.
That was the 6-0. Yeah, so like Eric said, as we said, this was the only match we didn't get to see out of all the matches played, but it was a 6-0. I talked to Coach Braden to ask him, since we didn't see, I asked him like what happened in this match. He said I think he said it was like the first 10 turns. The first 10 turns, it was like it wasn't a blowout until it became a blowout. Let me put it that way. He said the first 10 turns, it was a lot of switching going on and whatnot, until it eventually occurred where the switch benefited the Detroit Decidueye to the point where they could just like really take over the match, and Gyarados doing what Gyarados does.
You would know.
Now, my question to you, Arch, is: are you surprised? Having had a Gyarados in PWD season 2, him actually accomplishing something that you couldn't this past season.
What's crazy? You know what's crazy? I could have bet anyone $100 that someone was gonna bring this up. I knew someone was gonna do it. I knew it. I knew it. So you know what? I'm gonna give the Detroit Decidueyes all the credit in the world. Picking off a 6-0, no matter how you do it, is extremely impressive. So am I surprised? Am I surprised? No, Gyarados is very capable. Okay, I'm not surprised that it happened, but I'm surprised that it happened. If you get what I'm saying, I'm not surprised that it happened because it's very capable, but I'm surprised it happened. That it still happened.
Yeah, because you couldn't. Yeah, I feel you.
Well, to Cheese's credit, I think that he's sort of new to the draft. He battling.
Did seem pretty.
He's new and
unaware.
A little wet behind the ears, right?
Yeah, hey yo, but
bro, that's an actual saying. That's an actual saying.
Anyways, bro. Alpha Arts is weird sayings, but I spoke to him and he said that he didn't research Brayden's team. Like he didn't look into it. I guess he
went
just
to battle blindly.
Yeah, he brought what he wanted and got smacked up by the Gyarados. So
right. I mean,
so that's why you prep.
Right. And that's why seeing the match is so big because it's also like we don't know. He could have been doing the right plays. It's just that Gyarados is so broken.
Right.
Yeah, it is.
So shout out to well, we're not actually on the Detroit Decision Watch yet, but shout out to the Lithuanian Lanterns. Like you said, hopefully next time if you want to find some time to prep, I'll be available. I could hit you with a little 1-2 real quick, and hopefully you come prepared, a lot more prepared for your next match. But for the time being, you are in the 12th spot. Moving on to number 11, we have Kiwi's Reapers. Bishmi, I'll actually let you start us off on this one. What's your thoughts on this? Kiwi's Reapers placed in number 11.
Well, another coach in the league, Kiwi is not, I want to say new to battling because he has battled in the past. It's just he hasn't battled in like a couple years, like 7 years. So a lot of stuff's outdated. And I want to say, we prepped him to go into this battle and he played way better than I expected him to. Unfortunately, he did lose. And I want to say maybe you could talk to his opponent who actually won the match a little bit about that.
Oh, word. That's right. You right here. It was good, bro.
Yeah. So, he played well. I'd say he knew what to switch in and when to switch it in. It's just I also knew what to switch in and when to do it.
Right.
I have to question his Como play a little bit.
He was questioning it too during the battle. I don't know. Apparently, you know what? We're gonna keep that between them. But I don't know. There was a lot of questions about that Como.
He just let me get my Sandstorm up a bunch of times. Let me paralyze it.
I will say I am looking forward to him climbing though. This
I agree. I think he could place pretty high.
I was gonna say watching him battle, as well as a couple of the other new candidates. I think that especially depending on how serious they take it and how much work they're gonna put into it, you definitely see like room for growth for sure. For sure. But once again, that's all depends on how much work they want to put in and how much prep they want to put in and the time to learn. Bloud, you got anything to say?
Not really. It was just I feel like Kiwi played really well, and it was a matter of experience and being like knowing what to do and what not to do. Because there was also some questionable sets, like Urshifu having Zen Headbutt made no sense to me. Still doesn't.
I thought for sure it would have Sucker Punch when I was battling.
He did too.
I thought it had Stone Edge.
Right.
Yeah. Answer a lot of your team. Like you did lead the Talonflame, and he could have had something. He could have killed it with a Stone Edge if he had like a scarf or something like that.
Right.
For sure.
Right. All right.
Well, one more thing I just want to ask, like, what do you guys think about the team that he has? That
I was about to get to that.
Decent at best, questionable at worst.
Couldn't have said it better,
bro. That got us nowhere, Eric.
Am I wrong though?
All right. So looking at his team, he has a lot of firepower on the fighting side. Like he has a lot of physical hitters that hit extremely hard. Komodo hits hard. Urshifu hits stupid hard. Buzzwole hits stupid hard.
Komodo can also be special though.
Yes, he can. He has a Sun Core. So I mean, like, you know what? I agree with Eric. Decent at best, questionable at worst. I agree.
I couldn't have said it better.
Yeah. All right, moving on, we have the number 10 ranked team in this week's power rankings. We have actually the New York City Sceptiles, coached by Coach Jaded. Yeah, just another. There seems to be a pattern, actually. Now that we look at it, it seems like the newer coaches who's like new to single battles, they all placed in like the lower end of the power rankings this week, which honestly is to be expected, if you ask me.
Not really surprised,
because if you got like I said, they're new to single battles and whatnot, competitive battling in general, or they've taken long breaks from competitive, just coming back, like the meta's crazy different.
It's different, yeah.
Right. If they're playing more experienced trainers, then this isn't surprising at all. So to be honest, I'm not surprised at the 12th, 11th, and 10th picks. Looking at his team, Bishman, you actually faced him. What are your opinions on this team?
The team was hard to prep for. Having that electric terrain core with Regieleki and Tapu Koko. In the battle, he made some very surprising plays, I want to say, and he also missed out on a couple opportunities. Like I said, no discredit to Jaded, but I feel like I played that game sloppier than I should have, and I'm kind of beating myself up over it because there was a moment where like he really had the chance to bring it back, and I gave it to him, and I want to say he definitely surprised me in that battle. Yeah. And other than that, I want to say I'm looking forward to his battles. And I don't know, you prepped him for the battle, so what
did
I
want to say?
did
I R2 said he was going to smoke Bishme.
Bro, I don't want to talk about it. Me and Jalen had discussions behind closed doors about this. It was like I ain't even prepping. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. We had the game
I
plan.
also want to say, apparently you had all 6 Pokemon that I was just brought to the battle.
Yeah,
most of the items and the sets.
Yeah, we had.
So
we had the game.
You
plan.
had the whole playbook.
We had the game plan. It was perfect. It just wasn't executed at all. At all. It wasn't, bro. But Jaden's not here to defend himself on that, so let's talk about his team. Actually, his team on paper is actually kind of monstrous. If you want to keep it a buck, it's kind of monstrous. Look at his first 4 picks. He has Corviknight, Tapu Koko, Regieleki, and Kyurem. That is actually crazy. And then his C tier picks: Escavalier, Rhydon, and Scrafty. B tier: Chandelure, Sceptile. But like his team is actually freaking strong. So it's really gonna be interesting to see what he does, especially if he follows the game plan. You feel me? So like you said, I'm definitely looking forward to seeing what the New York Sceptiles do in the future. And Coach Jaden, I know him. He's the type that when he, like I said, he did put in a lot of work to his week 1 battle. And you know what? Despite him obviously being, I'm not gonna say wet behind the ears because I'm gonna get destroyed for saying it, but this being his first competitive battle playing against someone who's really experienced, it only ended up being a 2-0. So you know what, that's still not that bad at all. Shout out to the New York Sceptiles.
Back.
All right, so moving on, we actually have Coach David, Coach Splashy, who's with us, coach of the Buffalo Weasels, placing number 9th on the power rankings. Let me see where I can find their tab right here. Coach David, why isn't it switching? Okay, here we are. Coach David, what are your thoughts on being placed 9th on the list? Well, first let's give our opinions. Blau, what's your opinion on this placement of the Buffalo Weasels being 9th?
I think it's fair, because when you watch the match, even though he ended up winning that match against the London Lux race.
Yeah.
I don't think, had timer kept on going on, I don't think he would have won. Especially because, Rillaboom is a heavy hitter. If his match's attack, that Blaziken was in range of a Grassy Glide, I'm pretty sure. Sneasel was burned. And he had the Ice Resist Berry. Also, David was also just kind of sacking everything. That was my one perception of the match, where he was just like throwing everything to die.
So you saying that he made some unnecessary sacks that you don't...
Yeah.
Can you give us an example?
Dang.
If you could remember.
I can't remember. I feel like I just have to look at the match. I feel like he let something die where it was like a pivotal thing, and I'm like, why would you sack that?
Articuno?
It might have been, yeah. It was the Articuno. He sacked 2 things to Darm. It was Articuno and something else that he sacked to Darm, and I'm like, but you could have just easily switched that out.
Bodied it.
Right. Any thoughts, Bishme?
On him sacking or him being
just in general. Just in general.
I'm looking forward to the Weasels getting better. Facts. And also they have a opponent that I want them to win against this week.
Who's that? Oh wait.
I remember now.
It's me.
It's you.
I totally forgot that fast.
It's you.
My only comment is that's fair. I feel like because I didn't actually get a win, I say it is questionable. It is week 1. I was still getting used to my team, but I still felt like I had control of the situation because me taking note at the London Luxury's team. In his previous videos, his Rillaboom was assault vested. So I mean, it is still questionable. I could have still lost, but I mean,
right. So you said you watched. I was actually checking out some of his videos because he's in other draft leagues as well. Coach of the London Luxury. So that's actually good that you actually went and scouted some of his past battles. I know he does like using Rillaboom, and he did have assault vest on it. So that was actually pretty good prep if you think of it from that aspect.
The only thing
and then even when we were talking about the prep, when I asked for help, because you were my week 2 opponent, I was like, I don't need that much help because my instincts with going with what I went was actually the good pick for week 1. So
right.
And I did make a couple bad plays with the Articuno and sacking stuff because I was confused because I was at the end of the day I was worried about Rillaboom, but he took too long to get that work
to get it out.
You let the Raichu die when you could have brought out Articuno. That's what it was. He let Raichu. He brought out Raichu. Raichu got a kill. Then Darm came out, and you could have expected the earthquake, which he did do. You could have just switched out to Articuno, and it would have just done nothing.
Right. Okay.
And then he would have been. Not, I mean, you didn't know what item he was, but he was choice scarfed, and you could have hit him with something. So
right. But either way, please, if you guys haven't, I encourage you to check out these battles. These are all really good close battles to watch for the most part. Everyone's description will be linked below, so if you want to check out any of these battles, please be my guest. Moving on, we actually have number 8 on the list, which was the opponent of the Buffalo Weasels. We have the London Lux race. We did so we said that we just gave explanation for why the Buffalo Weasels was 9th, which pretty much ties into why we placed the London Lux race 8th, which because
right on top of them.
Right, we felt that if the match would have went on, they probably could have pulled it out, possibly, because we did some calcs and whatnot, and since Rocks
didn't even have to be like what is it, max attack. It didn't even have to be adamant. Like a grassy glide.
It didn't have
was
to be
killing,
grassy glide.
Right,
with the grass up, grassy terrain up. It was killing Blaziken.
Priority.
And then if Weasel comes back in after Rocks as well,
and being burned.
Right, and being burned. Well, grassy glide, I calculated Weasel, Weavile isn't bulky enough to take a grassy glide from like. I think grassy glide did like. I can't remember if I did this.
Say some crazy number.
Adamant though, but I think that I calculated adamant. So adamant, I believe it was doing over 70% grassy glide.
Jeez. Yeah. Oh
dang.
So with even
really
if
booming crazy.
Right, even if it wasn't adamant, it was still doing crazy amount of damage. Especially after Weavile taking the Rocks damage, it was probably gonna kill Weavile as well. So maybe if there was timer, he could have pulled it out. We don't know. But that would have been a good opportunity.
Had to put them this close,
right?
Like just back to back, because it's still up in the air,
right?
And it was a close match,
right? This would have been a good opportunity to activate a timer clause, but that's why people got to read the rules. They there for a reason, because the London Lux race missed out on a possible victory. So now they know. I'm looking at their team.
Maybe they were on a tight schedule. You don't know. Maybe it would have been hard for them to do that.
Read the rules, bro. Read the rules. So moving on, let's look at their team real quick. They got Rillaboom in that G-Max spot. We know is a threat. Darmanitan, Barraskewda, Thunderous, Pelipper. So they got a crazy rain core there. Aromatisse for support. Dragougi hits hard. Marowak and Purchase. So pretty decent team on paper. But I will say this, compared to other teams, this team is probably middle of the road on paper. What do you guys think?
On paper, yeah, I agree. Middle of the road.
I think as we get lower on the well, I guess higher, as we go towards the higher tier teams in the power rankings, you'll see what we're talking about. The rosters start getting stupid. They start getting real stupid.
Warning specifics.
Yeah. All right, but moving on. We're moving on. Bro, why you taking offense? We're not talking about you.
No, you good.
All right, moving on. We have the number 7th place team ranked, and it's yours truly, the Brooklyn. I almost said Barracudas. That's a throwback right there. That's a throwback. Who remember the Brooklyn Barracudas?
Shout out to BSL season 1.
Yeah, that's a throwback. We have the Brooklyn Solomons, coached by yours truly, Coach Arts, and after week 1. I think this spot is well deserved because we kind of played trash, and I'm only saying trash because like we had an obvious play to make and we didn't execute on it. So I'm not mad being ranked middle of the road at all. What are you guys' thoughts?
I feel like based off differential, you should be a little bit lower, but that's just me. All
right, so let's keep this in mind too. I did face one of the tougher teams in the league.
That's true. I'll give you that.
So, like I said, one play different, and I really feel like the match would have been in my favor, but that's how close this matchup was on paper, and I'll say coach wise, one bad play changed the turns of this match, and I just couldn't recover after that. But yeah, on paper, I think our team is really, really strong, and we're definitely like. There's no question in my mind that we're definitely gonna be on the up and up from here on out. We learned our lesson after week 1, and we just gonna keep our foot on the gas pedal now.
Yeah, we had to drop you to 7 because you made that mistake, and then it ended up costing you the game, and it was kind of unnecessary to do that. It was. Yeah, at the time you did it, so like that's just what
Hey, man,
contributed to it.
That was one of
those.
But
your team is also strong. Like we saw Gyarados, another Moxie Pokemon, picking up a 6-0. So it was an opportunity that could happen. And like just looking at your team, like I didn't expect you to just be like, let's say last place because you made one mistake, but you had to be on the lower side.
Right. I mean, I actually like this because it's gonna keep me on my toes. It's gonna keep me on P's and Q's, and I'm not satisfied with being in 7th place, so I definitely gotta rectify that. Yeah, I gotta rectify that.
I think David's just gonna jump you next week, so you might as well just get ready for that. Just drop lower.
Bro, one loss and everyone loses faith. That's cool. That's cool. Bloud, any
bold of you to assume they had it. What
did you say, Eric?
Nothing, bro.
Oh, okay. Before we move on, Bloud, any thoughts?
I think it's fine for how you ended up the match being there. Cause after that, I'm pretty sure. Oh no, except other than one team, every other team ahead of you is positive. So
right.
You're in the cusp of being there between positive and negative. So I think it's a good placement.
Cool. Like I said, I totally agree with the placement. Moving on, we have the number 6 team in the league, ranked this week. The LA Kingdras, and we have the coach here with us. So Eric, your team, right? Your team is in the top half of the power rankings. How does that make you feel, bro?
Pretty good, considering most of the time I'm bottom.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
PG stream, Eric? Let me know, bro. Let me know.
We're not talking about that, Arts. You're the only one who ever goes there.
All right, so the LA Kingdras, as we said, they faced Kiwis Reapers week 1, and the Kingdras, they look pretty solid. They made calculated plays, you could tell. Watching it from Eric's point of view, I was telling him after I watched the battle, I like his demeanor in his battles. He's always calm, cool, and collected. And you could tell he really makes thoughts into his plays, and he played really well week 1. I can't really find too much wrong with how he played the match. I think he played pretty solid, especially for being his week 1. And his team on paper is nuts. I really like this team. You got the G-Max Inteleon, which is always a crazy threat. Kartana, which is stupid broken once he gets going. You have Tyranitar and Sandaconda, who sets up the sand for the Sand Rush Dracozolt, which is a problem. Talonflame, which is a good support mon, as well as it hits pretty hard. And then he has his bulky mon, such as Slowking and things of that nature. So this is actually a really, really solid team.
Yeah, I want to say, when I was prepping with Kiwi in this team, like, I don't know, he just couldn't stop the Tyranitar Sandaconda combo. Tyranitar being especially defensive and Sandaconda being defensive, both of them just setting up the Sandstorm. And like, just looking at, just using the team, I was like, yo, this is crazy. Sandaconda just paralyzing everything. You got Klefki, Prankster, T-Wave. I was just like, man, this is gonna be tough for anybody who goes up against it.
For sure. Before we move on, Bloud, any last thoughts?
Yeah, I was gonna say the exact same thing Bish was gonna say. That both the matchup, the T-Tar and Sandaconda was just a big issue that Kiwi couldn't get in front of. Because T-Tar died, and it's like, okay, Sandaconda's still alive for my sand. And the good thing is that Sandaconda doesn't activate as soon as it comes in. Because there was a point where Torkoal came in and Sandaconda was out. And it was like, yeah, you gotta hit. If you hit me, you lose your son. So what do you want to do? And it seems pretty annoying to deal with.
Right. So shout out to LA Kingers. I was actually so happy that they got their win this week.
One question though, why you had Troupleberry on T-Tar?
Yeah, bro, that's not living a season.
Yeah, I don't know why he thought it would work, because in scrims it didn't work when it got hit by a Viper, so I don't know why he left it on.
That's quad a week. I don't know.
Yeah, he has no answer. He's staying quiet.
I really don't. I should change it to something more useful, but I didn't.
Well, shout out to LA Kings, bro. Next week you have a tough opponent, so we'll talk about that. We'll talk about that a little bit more later. So good luck to you on your next match. But number 5 on the list, that leads us to the New York Knickets. Shout out to the Knickets, man. I don't think they've ever been
New York
on the list.
Yeah.
Facts, a New York Devils, bro. That's not a Knicket at all.
Yeah, that is a Knicket, bro.
Shout out to like I said, the Knickets. I don't think they've ever been this high on the list, like after week 1. You get what I'm saying? I remember in PWD season 2,
like number 1.
They were number 1 preseason, and then they just started dropping right away. You know, so
look how well that aged,
right?
It's crazy, bro.
All right, but I'm really happy for them. They did pick up their week 1 victory. So what do you gotta say, Bishme?
I gotta say, like I said, for the New York City Sceptiles, like my team, I should have like played it a little bit smarter. Oh yeah, cleaner. There was a point where Dragapult was in front of Tapu Koko. I also forgot my prep, and Dragapult was EV to be faster than Koko. And I'm sitting there like, yo, this thing is gonna die. So I switched it out unnecessarily, gave my opponent a chance to come back, which he didn't take. So I was like very lucky. So I did think that, you know, Thwacky was in the back, he was gonna clean it up just like how James would have pulled it off, but you know, you just keep it low key. Right? Yeah, Thwacky and Rillaboom, bro, just keep them in the back. But I mean, I'm glad I'm 5th. You know, I'm try to climb up.
That's pretty yeah. Strong. The top half of the league, that's really, really strong. And I mean, above me, so that's
I'm always above you. But yeah, thanks guys for putting me at 5th.
Eric, any thoughts on the Knickets?
No, I think this is really fair placement. They did say that they was balanced sloppy, so I don't know, but
what about the roster?
Their team overall is strong, though.
Right. The roster is strong. You got the G-Max Cinderace, who always is a threat of being MVP in any league that it's in. You got Dragapult, also E-Tread. This team is actually.
Oh yeah. I wanted to talk about. I had a Fairy Dragon Steel core, something I never did, and also a Firewater Dragon core. I like Firewater Grass core. So I was proud of building that.
Oh, you had both the cores.
This team is stupid. So, I personally like this team on paper. It's probably one of my favorite teams. So, I expect great things from the Knickets, who also have a very tough opponent going into next week. Opponent who's actually a little bit higher on the power rankings list. So that we show. Wait, aren't you guys actually battling today?
Yeah, like right now.
Art's thinking slick.
All right, so definitely be on the lookout for that. Definitely be in the lookout for that. Moving on to the list, we have number 4. One of our
Wait, you didn't see nothing wrong with that team name?
What? Oh,
Yo, what the heck just happened? Yo.
I'm weak, bro.
Art's thinking slick.
That wasn't me.
Oh,
I didn't do that.
someone think they slick. I don't know who has access to the doc, right?
We have Coach actually Amoonguss and the Atlanta Sables, one of the fan favorites who what is this? 4, right? This is I'm not surprised they're ranked this high.
4th.
They're in the top third of the league. I'm definitely not surprised that they are ranked this high. Coach Amoonguss always poses a threat.
Always
right. Always poses a threat.
Except for BSL week 1. I mean,
we don't talk about that.
Right. Yeah, so I mean, looking at their team once again, as we said, as you start reaching the upper half of this power rankings, you're gonna notice that the rosters are freaking stupid. So this roster is indeed extremely strong. And they faced a very, very tough opponent week 1. So they did. So if you their opponent, the New York Naganadels, as you can see, haven't even been ranked yet. So that lets you know how highly they're ranked. The Atlanta Sables did pick up the L, a very close L. It was only a -2 differential, but I believe for the most part they played a little well. I think after a while, especially after listening to his post commentary, I think as the battle went on, the Atlanta Sables kind of defeated themselves, because I think after a while they just had the mindset that we can't beat this team. Like, I think once the battle started...
That's not a mindset you want. That's not a mindset you want.
I think they had a defeated mindset, like, after the battle started going, and probably they let it get the best of them, because there was definitely plays that they could have made to possibly pull this out. And, I mean...
Also, the prep was kind of weird for me.
The prep was kind of weird, too, but I mean, like, once you get into the battle, it is what it is. I'm talking about, like, actually once we're in the battle. I think he could have made plays that could have helped him try to win, but I think after a while he legit just had the defeated mindset. But yeah, definitely too, I'm glad you brought that up, because the prep was a little bit questionable. I mean, he explained his mindset, but I believe there was a lot more safer things he could have done. Instead, he went like a little bit more creative route, and I think once again it hindered him. Any thoughts from anyone else on this team?
I got 2 comments. The main one is that he's drafted Tangrowth 3 times, and he actually didn't bring it this time. I don't know how much that had to do with the battle, but he's obviously very confident using Tangrowth. Right. So I'm surprised that he didn't bring it. And the second thing was that his Cryogonal was built with Haze to eliminate the stat changes of Naganadel, and he kind of let it go down at the start of the match, which kind of confused me. But I mean, other than those 2, that's all I gotta say. He's the highest on the power rankings with a loss for week 1, and that just goes to show who he was going up against.
Coaching team he is.
Well, I will say about that Cryogonal play, once the sash was broken, it was over. He thought, because again, it is confusing when you do have a Zoroark. And I would assume too that I would lead Naganadel, because that was the whole point. I was like, all right, let me fake the Naganadel lead, so he thinks I'm gonna set up right away and try to Dynamax and stuff. But it's actually Zoroark in the back. I mean, it's actually Zoroark and Naganadel's in the back waiting. So as soon as the sash was popped, at no point was Cragno stopping Naganadel.
Yeah, we playing chestnut checkers.
Yeah. I like that. So you was, as like we know now, you was his opponent week 1. So what are your thoughts on this team?
The team was hard to prep. It was in a way hard to prep against, because if you look at it, we kind of have the same core, but not really. I feel like I have the stronger mons in terms of an A tier. I have Jirachi, he has Metagross. S tier would be my Naganadel and his Landorus. my Urshifu beats his Urshifu. So I feel like he just had the weaker version of my team.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what didn't allow
I can see
him.
that. I can see that.
That's what also made him feel like he couldn't beat it and let him give up in terms of in the match.
Okay. That's a pretty solid analysis. I would kind of agree with that. But still, like I said, they are top 4 in the power rankings after week 1. And I mean, this team is really, really strong. They face the New York Sceptiles next, so we'll see how that does. We'll see how that matchup goes. I expect great things from the Atlanta Sables moving forward. But with that, we are going to move on to the top 3 teams in the power rankings. So these are probably the strongest looking teams after week 1. And I think it's going to be very hard to dispute the reason behind this. Leading the top 3, at number 3, we have the LA Kingdras. Who actually
wait.
The LA Infernape.
I think you mean the Infernape.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll gladly take top 3 for giving it to me.
Nah.
The LA Infernapes, who, as we spoke earlier, defeated me week 1 in pretty impressive in pretty impressive fashion. So and they did it without the S tier. Am I correct? Yeah, they did without the S tier. So they didn't even bring the S tier with Cinderace.
They didn't bring Cinderace?
No, they didn't.
No, they didn't.
Nah,
they didn't need it.
They went. All right, go ahead. Talk to
No, that's all I wanted to say.
Oh, word. Go ahead, Bob.
I was gonna say that it's a great team. I think this team is really strong. It's one of the upper half in terms of strength. I feel like in raw power, because it does have the Cinderace, has Sun with Venus, has the Chlorophyll core with Ninetales and Venusaur. It also has you have a Blastoise in the back if you ever want to Shell Smash. Same thing. Gardevoir has Trace. So if it goes up against anything like that has an amazing ability in terms of Beast Boost, like Gardevoir can take that. So Cobalion is really good and it can be special or attacking.
Yeah, as you see in the match, it was used very, pivotally.
Yeah, the only thing I will say about this team is that it's really weak on the physical side. Because if you look at it, only 3 Mons are physical, and then you can maybe put Blastoise physical, that's 4.
So you're saying someone's to draft Chansey and Blissey?
Yeah, as soon as you throw a Sylvest on all 6 Mons and kind of stops this team.
If only you could do that.
That's against the rules.
I'll do that. Let's get it.
Congratulations, you're going to be banned.
All right. So like I was saying, did someone erase the differential? They did.
It looks like it.
No, wait. Click it away. No.
Yeah, the LA Infernape's extremely strong. Prepping for this team, of course, there's a lot of different options you got to prep for. I prepped for maybe a Choice Scarf Hydreigon. I expected him to Choice Scarf the Hydreigon. He opted to Choice Specs and put Choice Scarf on Cobalion, so that threw me for a loop. But that was actually really good prep on him. Of course, I expected the Sun Core, but I also expected him to bring Cinderace. So when he didn't, it was definitely an adjustment I had to make throughout the battle because obviously, like I said, I knew he was going for Sun, but besides that, I wanted to see what he was trying to do. Like I said, it was a really, really close battle, but it wasn't. Because one play did just change the tides of the battle and it ended it basically. But yeah, like I said, we faced a strong team in the LA Infernapes, and number 3 is a really, really strong spot for them to start off. Any final thoughts, or we're good?
I think we good.
All right, so let's move on to our top 2. Our second highest ranked team this week on the power rankings is in fact the Detroit Decidueyes, led by that dominant performance they displayed in week 1, picking up a 6-0 victory. And that Gyarados just going absolutely crazy. And let's look at their team real quick. They have G-Max Melmetal, Gyarados,
crazy,
Scolipede, Arcanine, Jolteon, Weezing, Corsola. This team is actually pretty bulky. God dang.
This team is
yeah.
Mr. Rhyme Drampa. So I mean, all right, if I was to give a proper analysis on this team, I think this team is very, very top heavy with Gyarados and Melmetal. Scolipede could be interesting, but it's a lot weakened once you can't start baton passing things off. So it becomes a lot more easier to deal with because like the speed boost is really only affecting it or whatnot. But like I said, yes, the team is very top heavy, and then I think it has like a lot of support surrounding the top two teams. I mean, the top two Pokemon on the list. So it's going to be interesting to see how long this team could hold on to the number 2. I'm not saying I'm expecting them to drop, but in my opinion, there are stronger rosters. So it's going to be interesting to see if the Detroit Decidueyes could keep up this pace and stay this high in the power rankings every week. What are you guys' opinions?
My opinion is that it's not going to last another week.
Okay, Eric. After talking like that, you better not lose, bro.
My opinion.
Oh, I probably will.
My opinion is it looks like this team in terms of I don't know if I'm giving him ideas. Maybe I could be giving an idea. Maybe this will work against me by giving him ideas, but kind of looks like he has a speedy core, but he can also enter Trick Room and still be okay. Because he has the Drampa, he has the Lorances, things like Corsola and Weezing aren't opposed to being in Trick Room. So those last 5 in terms of the C and the B, I feel like they can be in a Trick Room setting and kind of demolish.
Right.
Because Lorances does have Contrary.
Who sets up Trick Room on his team? Mr. Rhyme?
Mr. Rhyme can set it up. I believe Arcanine might be able to set it up. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't think so.
I can go check that if you want.
Yeah, but
I don't think
Arcanine
gets that.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
He probably doesn't. But he can do that. If he really wants to, he can be in a Trick Room setting if he feels like he's outsped. Because also Melmetal works really well in Trick Room.
Yeah, that
You
thing
can
is
just
broken in Trick Room.
Double Iron Bash everything with a band.
Yeah, you just like giving out these strats, don't you?
Oh, my fault.
You saying that because he don't even face you? Oh, he does face you. Okay.
He does face me, but I'm not worried about it.
I'm just looking to see what he does with this Gyarados, man. Like,
Bring it every week.
Yeah.
Hey yo, but don't let them talk you out of bringing Gyarados every week. Do you, bro? Dude, they just hate it. Because I'm telling you right now,
Gyarados every week.
Bloud is bringing the Ganondorf every week. Bish is probably bringing Cinder. So don't let them talk you out of bringing your stuff. All right, bro.
I might not bring that Ganondorf every week.
Nowadays.
Hey, bro. Cinderace has no kills in week 1. Just letting you know.
That's because
neither does my Kartana. I don't see what his problem is.
Actually, Ganondorf got no kills either. So like, what are we really talking about here?
They don't even know how to set up their sweepers. Look at this. Let me edit the power real quick. We made a mistake. They don't even know how to enable their sweepers. All right. Well, shout out to the Detroit Decidueye. Like I said, there's nothing. We can't say nothing wrong with this team. The only reason why this team probably isn't placed number 1 on the list was because of the competition they faced. Maybe if they would have faced someone probably with a little bit more experience, they probably definitely would have been number 1, 100%. Picking up a 6-0 like that.
I also know one thing too.
But
we also weren't able to watch the battle, and that's not their fault, but it does bring it down a bit.
Right. Exactly. Perfectly stated, Eric. All right, but last but not least, matter of fact, y'all want to end it there? I don't think we need to keep going. Y'all want to end it there?
No, that's
Hey.
Nah, I'm kidding, bro. All right, last but not least, it pains me to say this, but it's true. Number one on the power ranking list after week 1 is Coach Bloud and the New York Ganondorfs. Anyone want to lead this convo?
I want to say that his team, stupid, probably gonna carry him through playoffs. We saw how Amoonguss, he really tried to deal with it. I thought Amoonguss had it, but it just didn't turn out, and I feel like we just gave Bloud a 9-0 going into playoffs. I'm not going up against him.
I'm not going to allow it to happen, bro. I will prep I will prep with every one of his opponents every week.
like me and you are the only people that could stop him. So
now let's look at his schedule. I see some, like, keep it a buck. He faces Detroit Decidueyes. That's a huge threat. He faces the LA Infernape. That's a huge threat. And everyone else has a puncher's chance. You never know. I mean, we did see him lose to Peekaboo. So
I do remember that.
Right,
that is fact.
Right. So you never know what could happen. Maybe he's having an off day. But yeah, like I said, if anyone wants a team prep for this team, just hit me up. I will gladly help you.
It's just that Naganadel is basically a Gyarados or a Salamence. You know, Beast Boost ain't nothing to play with. That thing is banned in Smogon. So I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, strong
Good
team.
luck.
Strong team. It's very strong. Man. He got the Urshifu G-Max, the Naganadel, the Jirachi, Garchomp, Zoroark, Slowbro. Yeah, this team is kind of perfect.
So I want to say this team got number 1 mainly because of the team composition, and then to add on a win, which was kind of convincingly, you know, he did just kind of come out and swing and hit stuff, but it got him the dub. You know, you do what you got to do.
Right.
Hey, I had my walls. What you mean?
I mean, you for one turn, and then you teleported into an offensive line.
So it put me in a pivotal position.
I mean, look, at the end of the day,
hey, respect the pivots, bro.
I was about to say, at the end of the day, we can't get mad at him. But draft this team. Yeah. Look, that's part of coaching. He put a great team together. We can't fault him for that. Yeah. So shout out to the New York Naganadels for putting together this strong team. Like I said though, if anyone want a team prep, just hit me up. I got you. Cause I don't know what it is, bro. If I team prep with you, I guarantee he will only win due to RNG. I guarantee it.
Oh wow!
I guarantee it.
Bold statements.
Very factual statement. All right, so shout out to every single coach. It was an amazing week 1. I had so much fun checking out everyone else's battles. Like I said, all of the new talent that's up and coming, as well as all the experienced coaches. Everyone did their thing this week. And I'm so happy that the league went so smoothly. It went actually extremely smooth. Everyone got their battles done on time. There was no hiccups. So shout out to every single last one of the coaches in this league. Before we get up out of here, I do want to check out. Let me close this. All right, so week 1 we have week 2, the first matchup we have is the New York Knicks versus the LA Infernape. And right now, looking at the pick'ems, it's 5-2 in 7 people voted, and it's 5-2 in favor of the New York Knicks. So, Bishmi, how do you feel being the favorite going into this matchup?
I just can't wait to let everybody down. If anybody wants to place bets, go ahead. Yeah.
We was talking about
Amoonguss and the defeated
Bishmi, take comfort in the fact I didn't pick you.
Yes, thank you. I appreciate it. It was probably only you, Sosa.
People sleeping on Sosa. It's crazy.
I'm not sleeping on Sosa. We ranked him number 3. We're not sleeping on him. I just honestly feel if they both come with their A games, I think that Bishmi has a stronger team. So that's what I went with. I'm expecting Bishmi to be on his A game this week. He said he knew that last week he wasn't at his best. So I think that this week he's going to focus a lot more, and I think he could pull it out. I really do. So that's probably my match to watch of this week for sure. And I'm glad because it's happening right after this, I think. So good luck to both coaches. Moving on, we have the Brooklyn Salamence coached by myself versus Buffalo Weasels coached by Coach Splashy. With the Buffalo Weasels, I don't know how, but they are favorited. They are favorited 4-3. I don't know, man.
Can I
please tell me what you think it is, please?
I think
I'm
just
dumbfounded.
I think they just think that you're gonna choke again. So
No. Art's got his strategy, which is take 59 seconds to pick every move.
every strategy. Look, all my moves from now on is gonna be calculated.
Only allow 20 turns. That's it.
All right, but that's what Coach Splashy's my brother, so either way, I just want to have a fun match for sure. So that's definitely going to be another one to look out for. Next up, we have the New York Naganadels versus the Lithuanian Lanterns, and the New York Naganadels being favored 7-2. So,
which isn't surprising at all.
I mean, I voted
this was okay. So based off of week 1, we have the 12th ranked team versus the number 1 team.
I voted for the Lanterns. I feel like they can really,
You feel like they could do some work to you?
Yeah, that
some of that Christmas magic. No?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I feel like they can bounce back.
Okay, I respect it.
Will I allow it? I don't know.
Lithuanian Lanterns. Like I said,
Lithuania doesn't have a good track record dealing with mons that boost after getting kills.
Hey, yo, Lithuania, I'm 1 DM away, bro. Just one.
So like, that's the reason.
Scout your boy out.
Why I feel like they'll just turn it around this week and smoke the Naganadels.
You know what? Bishme convinced me. I voted for the New York Naganadels. I'm gonna keep it that way, but Bishme, he's making it a little convincing. I don't know, Blau. Watch out, bro. Watch out. Next, we have the Atlanta Sables versus the New York City Sceptiles, with the Atlanta Sables being the 5-2 favorites. Once again, it's one of the higher power ranked teams facing off one of the I think the Sceptiles was 10. So yes. It's understandable that the Atlanta Sables are a little bit higher on the power rankings list. I think this is going to be a great matchup, especially on paper. Both teams have things that they could do to exploit the other, so it's definitely just going to come down to team prep and play during the match. But I think this is going to be a real good one. I think Blue Jay's going to make the adjustments, and he's going to look a lot stronger in week. And of course,
say his name
Atlanta
right.
Sables, yeah, jaded. The Atlanta Sables, they are who they are, and they're always going to put up a great performance.
I feel like for this match, it's just a matter of the Sables being able to be in the right mental headspace.
Right.
Because I feel like after their loss, they kind of feel a little defeated. And because after watching the video, you kind of hear it.
Right.
So if he can mentally bounce back, then I think it's an easy one.
All right. So moving on, we have the LA Kingdras versus the Detroit Decidueyes, with the Decidueyes with a 4-2 lead. Eric, your thoughts on being the underdog?
I'm used to being the underdog, so I'm fine with it.
Hey man,
also,
he did get a 6-0.
He did get a 6-0, which is fair. He's ranked number 2 while I'm just down here number 6. So it'll be great to see him fall from his perch. I'm talking way too much smack.
I mean, well, you do have a lot of you do have one mon that could present a huge threat to his Gyarados. So it'll be interesting to see how you guys play around each other in this matchup. This is gonna be a fun one to watch. I can't wait till you guys battle, actually. Seeing the Detroit Decidueyes, look at how strong they look with that Gyarados, and you looking, like I said, you played your match really well as well. This is definitely gonna be a good one for sure. And our final matchup of the week, we have Kiawe's Reapers versus the London Luxrays.
It's Kiwi.
Kiwi's Reapers versus the London Reapers.
We don't got no Alolan.
The London Luxrays. Y'all got me tongue tied. With the London Luxrays having a 4-3 lead in the pick'em. So the London Luxrays are the slight favorite in this battle. Pretty sure this is gonna be another good one. Especially if Kiwi's mods come with all the right sets and isn't sabotaged again. I think the London Luxrays, though, they did look really strong, so this is gonna be a fun one to watch as well. And
it's a classic sun versus rain.
I think Kiwi's a wild card.
I honestly believe that too.
He didn't play bad. Like, he didn't play bad.
He didn't at all.
He just lost. Like, and the thing is, he's new, so it's like he can only learn from here.
The more reps he gets in, the more comfortable he's gonna get during the battles, and the more he's gonna be able to see things like win conditions clearly. So yeah. Alright, but with that, those are our pick'ems for week 2. The matches are actually gonna start getting underway today. Like I said, Buffalo Weasels, I'm ready whenever you guys are. Just give me the word and we could trade blows. But with that, if any of the coaches here don't have any last words, we're gonna head up out of here. Any last words?
I'm being way too cocky.
Nah, I like it, Eric. Talk your talk, bro. Talk your talk. I like this, Eric. Go ahead.
When you talk your talk, you lost.
Nah, I will say this though. Week 1, y'all gotta give me some credit. I try to limit my trash talk. Like, I was giving the LA and Fern Napes a lot of credit because I looked at the matchup and I was like, this ain't gonna be no cakewalk. So, I mean, I still lost. So, if I'm confident, I'm gonna let you know I'm confident. So if you feel confident, Eric, talk your stuff, bro.
Yeah.
Fishman, any last words?
No, just like you said, it's been a great week 1. I'm looking forward to week 2. I believe all matches will be recorded, so
I think
it's gonna be nice watching those.
Right.
Yeah.
Bloud, any last words, buddy?
No, just excited for what's to come from the league.
Yo, don't forget, coach, just hit my hotline, all right? But
Yo,
with that,
yo.
we're going to call it a episode. I'll probably try to get these out weekly, depending how busy work is or whatnot. But of course, this will be live for me on YouTube. So thanks to everyone watching, and shout out to you guys for all the support that you continue to give myself and everyone else here that's in this call, because you guys are truly amazing, and I really appreciate it. But with that, I'll catch you next time. Peace.
Peace.
Adios.